Mostly, we start with Ānāpānasati in every meditation retreat. But in the future as well, we will start talking about Ānāpānasati. Ānāpānasati is easier, also simple compared to other meditation subjects. But another thing is that we can practice Ānāpānasati anywhere. We may not need any external help. For example, when we are going to do Prasina, we have to find Prasina Kara, try to visualize. When we are going to practice reversible meditation, Asubha, we have to go and see dead body. But in the case of Ānāpānasati, we don't need to do anything. Let's keep knowing, breathing, and breathing out.
修习六处行念不需要靠外物来持有，就不像阴禅修习，颜色变需要取颜色相观想，也不像不净观需要尸体。修行念只需要去觉知你的气息、呼吸、出息即可。
So now, everybody here has already known, I think, how to sit, right? You must sit keeping cross legs. One leg should be inside, one leg should be outside, foot together, but don't press two legs each other.
大家也许会知道怎么禅修。首先，盘腿而坐，可以做散盘，左右脚可以前后放着，不要贴在上面，减少压力。
Then there must be space between the legs, so you can keep your head and body straight.
前后脚可以有个距离，然后你让上身体直头挺直。
If you can keep straight, then you can feel breathing naturally. If you cannot keep your head and body straight, you don't have natural breathing. There is a difficulty in the future.
如果身体挺直，你就觉得呼吸顺畅；如果不直的话，可能渐渐的你会觉得呼吸不顺。
You can keep your hands on the knees or on the lap. You can also join your hands together.
手可以放在脚上或者是膝盖上，手可以放在脚上或膝盖上。
Then you can close your eyes and mouth slightly, but don't clench your teeth.
把眼睛和嘴巴慢慢的稍微闭上，但是不要咬紧牙根。
So if you clench your teeth, you may feel tension in your jaw, and then you may feel tension all over the head, all over the head, all over the face.
如果咬紧牙根，你会发现嘴巴会比较紧，慢慢的延伸到头部也会绷紧。
So relax your body, relax your mind, breathe naturally.
放松你的身，放松你的心，自然呼吸。
Breathe naturally means as you are breathing every day, every moment, you have to breathe the same. Only one thing you have to add is awareness. You must be aware of breathing from the nostril.
什么是自然呼吸呢？自然呼吸就像一般大家呼吸的时候是正常的状态，只是现在禅修只加对的工作就是去觉知，让你知道。
So your breath will touch anywhere around nostril, at the tip of the nose or upper lip. Anywhere you feel the breath very obviously, you can focus there naturally and simply.
气息在经过鼻孔会碰触到鼻尖或者是上唇的范围，任何你觉得明显的地方，在那边能自然的、安全的知道它。
So you must not go very far from your nostril, or don't follow inside your body. It should be around nostril all the time.
不要离开鼻孔的范围或上唇的范围太远，只要在这个四周围就好。
Then, as a new practitioner, you may have many thoughts, pain, distraction. Also, you may have sometimes drowsiness. So what will happen? Just keep knowing breathing.
所以讲初学者呢，通常会遇到的问题是万一身体疼痛或者外在的干扰导致昏沉。无论发生什么事情，只需要持续这道气息。
So when you have short thoughts or very little thoughts, you can bring your mind back to the breath. But when you have many thoughts or very long thoughts, you can also do counting breathing.
如果
Okay.
如果观念是短暂的，很多呢，你把心站回来，气息就好。如果观念太多的思维，你就用数息的方式去用。
You can go in and out. After that, count 1, in out 2, in out 3, up to 8.
休息是当你知道觉察到入息、出息对数1，入息、出息数2，以此类推到8。
So as long as you can know breathing is okay. As long as you have a thought, you can also do counting 1 to 8 again and again. If you don't have any thoughts, you can stop counting. Just keep doing breathing normally.
如果你发现还有很多观念，你可以继续用数息的方式去用观念里面，你就可以方向超满，就是知道提醒。
So you may feel pain in your legs, especially after sitting for a long time. When you feel pain a little bit, don't think about it. Just keep going breathing. When you feel pain too much and unbearable, then you can change your legs. You can switch position. It will be better for you to keep going breathing.
如果说一阵子过后觉得腿痛，如果腿太痛，你可以继续注意你的气息。如果腿实在太疼痛，你可以稍微转换姿势。
So in the very beginning, you may encounter a lot of difficulty, having such thoughts, pain. Another one is drowsy. So when you feel many other distractions also, then keep going breathing. If you cannot sit anymore because of pain or something, maybe you can stand up. Keep going breathing.
开始的时候，你会发现很多事情会干扰你，有观念，也有身体的疼痛，也有整身昏沉。这个过程中，关键是持续知道你的气息。如果实在忍受不了，可以站起来，但是还是注意你的气息。
So standing meditation will not be as good as sitting meditation.
当然，这样的希望不比坐着有限，可是无论如何，你可以平衡自己的经济力。
So similarly, when walking also, before walking, you can stand still in one place, close your eyes, and keep going breathing. If you can do breathing clearly, you can open your eyes, keep going breathing. You can also do walking.
同样的，行禅饮食在开始练习之前，先站着。注意你的气息，闭上眼睛注意你的气息。如果注意到了，也可以慢慢的行走，同时注意你的气息。
So if you can walk slowly or a little bit slower than normal walking, you can also do breathing. You can also do walking.
如果你可以慢慢行走，就可以，或者是比一般时候走的速度慢，你可以持续注意气息，同时行走。
It doesn't mean you must walk very slowly. Okay, if it's slower than normal walking, it's okay.
当然不是非常的缓慢，只是稍微比平时慢即可。
So another thing is lying down also. We're not going to sleep also before fall asleep because you keep knowing breathing. So anywhere, anytime, in any condition, as long as it's not very risky, you can keep knowing breathing.
甚至躺下的时候、睡前呢，也可以注意气息。所以任何时候、任何地方，只要允许，你就可以继续注意气息。
And for example, while driving will be risky, right? You must be attention to the street and car. And if you are walking normally on the train or in the bus, you can keep knowing breathing. This is also possible. We don't have any limited place.
很危险的地方就不必，比方驾车的时候就不应该注意气息，但是如果在打车、搭火车的时候就可以注意气息。
So that means not only in this retreat, you can also do it in your home, anywhere. When striving to twilight, you can focus on the breath anywhere.
在你注意气息的时候，工作上不只是在禅修，在回家也是可以的，所以从茶馆到厕所路途中都可以注意气息。
Okay, now I have to remind you things. When you are practicing Ānāpānasati, we also have to know very important things. That is mind. When your mind is calm and quiet, you can focus well. When your mind becomes very busy, you may have more thoughts, more restlessness. or distraction.
那你要注意一点，是想提醒大家，在这个修不出行的过程中，关键是我们的心。如果我们的心能够保持平静、安静的话，我们就可以专注得好。但是如果心太忙碌，就有很多妄念、很多干扰。
So actually, you have nothing to do. You have to relax in the very beginning. When your mind become calm and quiet, then your mind will naturally go to the breathing also. If that kind of thing happens, it's better. Keep knowing breathing. Don't expect better one, clear one. As long as you can know natural breathing is good enough.
就像没有任何东西需要做，帮助身心平静的、心安静的注意气息，只是需要持续的知道气息，不要其他气息很清楚。
Now we have to remember second part of practice is breathing. Right? I already said don't follow internally, externally, and we also have to remind don't control breathing, don't force or don't purposely breathing. If you forcefully breathe, you may feel tension. If you control breathing, you may feel chest pain and suffocating.
那另外你要提醒大家，就是针对气息、呼吸这件事，记得呼吸不要去到太外面，或是它里面同样的不要去控制呼吸，也不要刻意的去掌控呼吸。如果说刻意的控制呼吸，你会觉得是不是会胸闷
？Another one is the last one, more natural effort. More natural effort means as long as you can know breathing is good enough, don't go extra effort. Sometimes we cannot sustain our concentration. We need to make it stronger, put a little bit more effort. It will be getting better. Temporarily is okay, but later we cannot sustain for it again. Make a little bit more effort. It became better. Make a little bit more effort, become better. Finally, we cannot make it anymore. Regrets.
第三个要提醒大家是，我们去注意气息的精进力、付出的努力，应该要自然。我们只需要知道气息，不要增加更多的力气去注意它。比方，如果说注意到一段时间觉得不可以，自己的定力放多一点努力，放多一点心力去注意，让它会清楚。让它多一点，它会更清楚。但是却不能维持，最终。
Okay, if we summarize, make your mind calm and peaceful in the very beginning. Second one, make your breathing natural. The last one, make your effort natural. Don't control, don't force.
所以这老师给大家提醒的是：第一，心开始注意的时候要平静安静；第二呢，这个气息要自然，不要控制；第三，我们的努力能够重出精进力，也要自然，不要控制，不要太用力。
Okay, so this is enough for meditation, right? We should go to Dhamma Talk again. Putting asleep. Okay.
针对长修指示就讲到这边，老师就继续给大家讲解。
We haven't opened what that's right. It must be the one that's right. Okay. Now we will do the one that's 3 times, right?
Sorry. Can I have permissions to share the slide?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Share the slide.
Share slide.
Co-host. He will share the slide. He will share the slide. We were starting with that, right? Namo Tassa Bhagavato Today we have to start the first part of the Bhagavad Gita, Gaddula Sutta. There are two Gaddula Suttas in Samudra Nikaya.
今天我们将开始讲解业的因就这个主题，先从皮带束缚经开始。下面就会有两个皮带束缚经。
You know, we should go to the Sutta directly, right? The Buddha explains, suppose bhikkhus, a dog tied up on a lash was bound to a strong post or pillar. You will just keep running and cycling around the same post or pillar. This is the first simile.
佛陀在这部电影的譬喻中比喻，假设有一只狗被悬在一根两砖的柱子上，它只会绕着这根柱子不断的奔跑转圈。
So here we just see cloud bound, but in real life, we have seen how it's happened, right? Because okay, to make this simile clear, traditionally, when some of the cow or some of the bull, they can go very far. They cannot live for their own group. Similarly, like a sheep or goat, when they go very far from their own group, the owner will tie up mostly a kind of lock or something. Also can be bamboo also possible. Pick up bamboo, right? Maybe because they are higher than their level, right? After that, tie them on the neck. Wherever they go, the bamboo will hit their legs and they cannot go very far. To prevent going very far, mostly the owner or the caretaker tie that bamboo or log or something. This is called Gaddula.
这个中文先翻中文译都翻译成皮带束缚，但是呢，这个翻译跟中文的意思有另外一层含义。在有时候，如果有人养牛，或者是绵羊，或者是羊之类的，然后如果有一些动物太不愿意四处乱跑，那它的主人呢就在井上把一条棍子拨到它前脚。并且呢，它会甩一块这个棍子，或者是这一边的主干，这样会扳倒它，所以它就不得不缓慢下来。这个也是感度啦。
So in the simile here, it mentioned tied up to very strong pillar or post. This is simile, right?
在这部经的譬喻呢，是这个动物被绑在一根柱子上。
I think you have seen this kind of thing in Singapore also, right? When you talk, you tie up on the post or pillar, they cannot go around, right? Just around the areas.
新加坡那边也有看到一些狗被绑在柱子边，到处跑。
The Buddha said, so too, because the untaught ordinary person, in Bali we call Asuttava Puthujjana, who has no regards for noble ones, that means Ānāpānasati, who has never seen noble one.
曾经有提到，针对一些人文很多，而且又没有接触、没有敬重生前的。
Can I actually elaborate two more about Asuttava Puthujjana? But in Ānāpānasati Kamma also explain a little more in detail about Asuttava.
那针对古文传说呢，老师稍微解说。
If we say Asuttava, then in the book you will mention uneducated. But we can also understand like unlearned or untrained. And they have never learned any Dhamma. Also they have never trained. This is called Asuttava.
那把阿苏达瓦中文翻成古文是什么意思呢？就是没有学习法的，没有受过训练的。
So we can also understand many other way of explanation. For example, if we have never learned Nama Rupa, aggregate, basis, anything, this is also called Asuttava.
另外一种解释是，如果我们从不懂、没有学习过什么是名声啊，什么是五蕴，什么是十二处等等，这也称为无闻。
According to Nikaya, in many Sutta it mentioned, that we learning knowledge, we have to learn one Nikaya, two Nikayas, three Nikayas, four Nikayas, something like that. If we can learn, this is called knowledgeable, Suttava. If we have never learned, this is called Asuttava.
另外一种解说是针对这些经典的有度，如果说有阅读这些经典，有点建立这个闻所成慧。如果这个经典没有学习一部、二部、三部，这也被称为无闻；反之即是有闻。
Then he also mentioned, whenever we talk about Asuttava, we also learn not only that we can analyze, we can understand its meaning deeply, correctly. So we can remember the meaning. This is called Suttava, knowledgeable.
同样的，无闻相反的就是有闻、多闻。它多闻的含义包括能够学习、能够分析、能够深入知其含义，能够记起，这也是多闻的意思。
Now we should elaborate a few things about Purujana. Purujana means one who generates defilements.
无闻反复，那意思不度假中是什么？因是能够制造，或者是能够制造烦恼的。
So, for example, we may have many akusala minds, many defilements in our daily life. So repeating the same defilements, we are also generating. Sometimes we have new defilements, this is also generating.
一般这些无闻反复无闻终生反复终生呢？为什么说是无闻反复是正在制造烦恼？一般每天我们心中都有不同的烦恼，不断的重复又重复，这也是在制造烦恼，同时也有制造新的烦恼。
Okay, this is about Asuttava Purujana. So there are many other explanations, right? If we summarize, we can say unlearn. Another thing is the one who generates defilements.
所以呢，无闻反复终生，所以不断制造烦恼的，就我这无闻反复终生是没有学习的，然后呢不断制造烦恼。
So here another one is who has no regard for noble ones in Bali? Ariyana Adasawi. Ariyana Adasawi means not seeing noble ones also. I mean, we don't see the noble ones, or we don't see the noble Dhamma. All of them can be possible.
下一句是不尊敬、不尊重圣贤，这边呢好不落见圣贤也好，法利安呢就是就是没有去亲近圣贤。
Okay, well, we have to explain a few things about Ariya. Whenever we talk about Ariya, noble, that is a noble Dhamma, it can be for noble truth.
首先谈到这个圣贤阿弥亚，那它的内容表示是圣地。
So, okay, without Ariya, if we say Dhamma also, it can be noble truth.
此外，所谓的法也是圣地。
So, when we can see noble Dhamma with our direct mind or by experience, then we become noble person.
所以，当我们能够见到这个圣法圣地的话，就可以成为圣者。
So we also say another one. That kind of noble Dhamma can make us noble. I mean, that kind of Dhamma can lead us to be noble one. This is what we call Ariya Dhamma.
也就是说，这种法可以让一个人成为圣者，所以叫做圣法。
The one more thing Ariya was mentioned, like is unskilled and undisciplined in their Dhamma. In Bali we call Sabodhisa Dhamme Avinido.
然后下一句是这个
Sabodhisa Dhamme Avinido.
三人法不精通不学习。
Okay, Here again, we should talk about Sabburisa Dhamma.
首先，萨普利萨达玛杀人法是什么呢？
If we analyze Sabburisa Dhamma mean, we can say noble person or wise person, good person. Dhamma is Dhamma, right? It's belong to good person. So he can make good person.
萨普利萨可以是杀人，可以是圣人，那是法，也就是这个法被统治成为杀人或是圣人。
But here mentioned, are we need to undisciplined or unskilled? In this kind of case, we have two different types of vinida. The first is samvara, restraint. Another is pahana, abandonment.
这些对杀人法不精通的医师，这个不精通法律上运动，相反的，精通运动是针对哪方面呢？一个是针对萨瓦拉制止的，该制止的；一个呢，安娜该破案的。
So that means, if we say restraints, there are many different types of restraints. If we summarize, it can be sila. Okay, when we practice sila, there's a restraint.
针对这边所的制止萨瓦拉，那么做一个翻译叫律仪。律仪有几方面，第一是戒的律仪。
So there are mentioned five types of samvara also. For example, Patimokha samvara, then Patimokha restraint. This is for bhikkhu. For lay devotee or for normal meditators, it can be 5 precepts, 8 precepts, 9 precepts, 10 precepts.
针对这种知识性的律仪呢，我们总共有几种。首先，第一是巴蒂摩卡律仪或是戒律仪，里面这4个是针对比丘，再讲是5戒、8戒、9戒或者10戒。
We also have sati samvara. Sati means mindfulness, restrained by mindfulness. So in this kind of case, like if we guard our sense doors mindfully, that means not to arise defilements when seeing something, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, or if we have this kind of mindfulness, it's called sati samvara.
是戒律线第二种律仪，或就是正念来支持，就是念的律仪，就是守护我们的根本。根本，无论我们看定修禅触很想的时候，突然烦恼升起，这就是通过念达到的支持念律仪。
So the first one, if we say Patimokha samvara, it mostly talking to the bhikkhu. Next one, if we say sati samvara, it can be for anybody.
巴蒂摩卡律仪呢，可能你们说是针对比丘呢，但是萨蒂萨瓦拉念的律仪呢，任何人都能做到。
Another thing is we call Jnana samvara. Jnana samvara means we have to do some recollection when we are using ragasics, especially for bhikkhu. For example, when we are going to wear the clothes, we have to reflect the purpose of wearing the clothes. When we are going to eat, we have to reflect the purpose of eating. Why we have to eat? In order that we will not be negligent. This kind of thing is called Jnana samvara.
第三种律仪是通过智慧，叫做知律仪 （Jnana Samvara）。是让我们在使用我们的物质的时候，要懂得反省为什么要用。比方我们的是，尤其是比丘，当我们穿衣的时候、吃饭的时候，想什么目的？为什么要去穿衣？这个吃饭，如此使用物质的时候，才不会翻译。
Then you also have another samvara. This is called Kandi samvara, right? Patient or forbearance. Actually, it can be in your daily life. Right? In every day, you have to be patient. If you are impatient, you will call out everybody.
第三种是人物，人力什么人物得来的支持，是人物的利益。当然，对于如果我们就像日常生活中，如果我们不能够的，就是来跟人家争吵。
Similarly, we need a samvara, right? Restrained by effort. Sometimes we need body energy, mental energy to restrain. Right? We have to use too much mind power. too much body energy, too much mental energy to train ourselves, to control ourselves. And this is what Viriya Samvara.
第四种是 Viriya Samvara， 精进或是努力得来的智者，或者是利益。是啊，我们要管好自己的身心，要控制好，需要有身体的力、心理的力。
Okay, if we summarize how we need that, that means we have restraint in the first one. Not only is it pahana, abandonment. So there are also many different types of abandonment. Later we have to explain again.
说的阿弥达不精通不通达，通达的意思就是要通达三摩让是各种支持、各种利益，另外一种就是巴哈那断有各种的断法。
Okay, so if we summarize the first part, uneducated or unskilled in training, that kind of person will not know the truth.
刚才所讲的，稍微简要总结一下。首先，针对无闻、反复众生的无闻，无闻就是没有受过训练的，因此他们不能知道真理。
Actually, in the very beginning of the Workings of Kamma, you can also find one the stage, right? The beginning of samsara is unseen, right? Tata buying, craving, hinder buying, ignorance, even when you have that kind of explanation, right? So if we are unwise, then if we have a lot of negligence or a lot of defilements, we cannot know the truth.
在这业因中开始的时候，就提到这个无始论非是无始可寻的，是因此我们在无始底下是会有贪真情，因此不能知道真理。
Then we have to elaborate a few more things about ignorance. Here in the list, we also mention regard form as self. Actually, regard materiality as self.
在这一边呢，稍微要提到的就是无明，比方把这个自己的色身色法是认为是我。
In the very beginning, so definition. Very beginning as okay. So that as the form as self, right? Or self as possession form, or form as in self, self as in form. That means, okay, if we take form into materiality, it will be easier. The materiality as self, or self as possession materiality, materiality as in self, or self as in materiality. These are called identity view.
有四种，一种把色就是这个色身当成是我；第二种是色是我所，就是这个色是我的；第三种是色在我中；第四种我在色中，色就是我们的色法，不是现象，这些都是身见的实践之一。
Okay, here I should elaborate two things about self. We can also understand self as like an everlasting entity, or we can also say identity view. So that means mostly at the time of the Buddha, many people believe there is everlasting entity in their body. Although our body pass away, that everlasting entity will go to another body. We have that kind of view. That's why we call self-atta, atami. In India, it was atma or something, right? Anyway, in English, we can say identity view.
针对这个眼见身见呢，可以就是一般人在过去都有的一种认为自己有一个主体，一个很强的主体。
So we have many different types of identity view. For example, we may have one thing like there's a after death no more nihilation view, right? After death no more life, no more future. So if when our body finish, then we will pass away, then the energy also pass away. Then another thing is they also say in eternal view, eternalism, right? So although we pass away, the atta, the everlasting entity will not pass away, it will move to another body. Many wrong view like this.
那针对这些邪见呢，比方这个身见，如果他认为是常的，而且你们死后呢，将会有这个主体，这个常在主体移居到另外去生命去继续生活。另外一种邪见是断见，是完全认为这个主体这个在这个身体里面死了，就随着断灭，这个是断灭见，之前那个是常见。
We can also understand the same thing to another aggregate. For example, feeling. It will be the same. You may feel feeling as self or self as possessing feeling, or feeling as in self or self in the feeling. We can also understand the same.
同样的，刚才说的是色法，就是我们的这个色身不是现色。同样的感受也是可以这四组来界定这个我的邪见。比方感受即是我，受是我的，或是我所感受在我中，我在感受中。
You know, we have already mentioned 4 points, right? So this 4 points will apply for every aggregate. We have 5 aggregates. So one aggregate, we have 4 aspects of identity view. Altogether, you may have 20 identity view.
同样的，五蕴其他愿形式也是可以抛到这4种邪见中，所以4乘5，总共20种这种身见、邪见。
So if we have this kind of identity view, we are tied up to the post or pillar. Right? That means we are not far from aggregate because we feel this is an everlasting entity, right? Similarly, the dog tied up to the post or pillar, it cannot go around. We also tied up to 5 aggregates, cycling aggregates, we cannot go around.
那如果我们持这20种其中任何一种邪见，我们就像这条狗被绑在这个柱子上，也不得自在。
So as long as we have this kind of view, we cannot be free from samsara.
只要我们有这些见解，我们就不能解脱轮回。
So in the beginning of the 𝐌𝐞𝐞𝐿, he also mentioned factor by craving. Actually, whenever deity arises, wrong view arises, it will arise together with Dhamma craving.
在因中这本书也有提到，在这个轮回中也有这个贪爱，只要有关联身体，它都一定伴随着邪见。
So as long as we have that kind of wrong view, we cannot be free from birth, aging, death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, displeasure, and despair.
只要我们有这些邪见，就不能远离远离老病死愁悲苦忧恼。
We can also say another way, we cannot be free from dependent origination.
换句话说，我们就不能从缘起逃脱。
Okay, this is the first part we have to know. Then obviously one, the non-bhikkhu or non-disciple with regards noble one, then who has seen the noble one or seen noble dharma, then he has a skill in discipline, that means Sabbisa Dhamma Vodita, he has the restraints and abandonment, right? Then he will not see or perceive or understand material as self. Self as possessing material, also form as in self, or material as in self, except in the materiality.
那我们再回开始谈的那一集，谈到这个就是无闻反复众生，也就是无闻，就是不通达、不精通两种。这个不精通是指的，就是第一不精通这种手段的，那么就会产生这四种邪见：色我是色，色是我，色在我中，我在色中，以此类推。
Okay, here we use the different condition. Learn, know the disciple. Right? So that means it will be different from previous one. He may have learned something. Also, he had already practiced something. Then he had already achieved some level of insight and past intuition knowledge. This is called Sutta Savako.
跟无闻法度众生相反的，就是多闻生弟子。所以多闻生弟子，他已经学习了，已经训练了，他有观知，有生到生活，所以称为多闻生弟子。
Here actually compare two different things. We have already mentioned Buddha the generating defilements. So if we say Sutta Savako, they are not generating defilements.
之前我们谈我们反复众生，反复众生的含义就是会制造烦恼的。那生弟子呢，就不会制造烦恼。
Okay, here actually elaborate two more things about defilements. There's a next part we can talk about defilements. So we have 10 types of defilements according to Dhamma.
那先法师这边稍微提关于什么是烦恼的意思，总共有10种烦恼。
The first one, lobha, greed.
第一是贪。
Sometimes we also translate as attachment, also translate as a clinging or sensual desire, lust or love or anything. It's lobha, greed.
这个贪多半呢，有时候翻译成执取、执着，或者是感官意乐的贪着、爱染等等。
Dosa, hatred.
第二是烦恼是嗔。
But it also can be worry, anxiety, sorrow, lamentation, any kind of distress. They can be considered as a dosa, or because of displeasure as a dosa.
嗔呢，包括各种担忧、焦虑、愁忧，然后各种忧郁、各种不开心、不舒服、这个恐惧的心理状态。
Moha, delusion. When we say delusion, it will cover for noble truths, past existences, future existences, and also both past and future existences. Also, it covers different origination.
第三种烦恼是痴，包括不明白是生地，不知道过去、现在、未来，不知道一切。
Now that's a mana, pride, or conceit, or arrogance, or stubborn. Then these are called mana.
第四种烦恼是慢、傲慢，包括自负、骄傲、刚愎自用等等。
So there are many analyses of mana, but here I should say easier one, the short one, right? We have two types of mana. Yathawa mana and ayathawa mana. Okay, if we say in English, sometimes we are very arrogant and so stubborn that we don't accept the truth. That's a very serious, very poisonous mana. Although we have mana, but we still accept the truth. This is a little bit flexible mana. So for noble person, they don't have the first type. They are much flexible. When they know the truth, they will accept the truth. This is the nature of noble person.
谈到慢呢，尽量可以分成好多种，老师这边只讲2种的分类，一是塔瓦，慢呢一个是阿亚塔瓦，慢呢一个是如实的慢，一个是不如实的慢。如实慢就像生弟子，他还有慢心，但是他能够接受真实，但是呢就不至于那么严重。严重的是慢傲着，自负到不能接受真实。
And DT means wrong view. So here we have many different types of wrong view. If we say briefly, there are only 3 types. First one is ahetuka. Ahetuka means rootless. So everything becomes naturally without root, without cause. When we have this kind of view, this is also called ditthi.
第五种烦恼是邪见 DP， 邪见又可以细分成三种，一种是阿因度伽 DP， 无因邪见，就是认为一切都是随机的，没因无因而生的。
Another one is ākkhaya ditthi. Ākkhaya ditthi means although we are doing something good, it doesn't mean really good. Although we are doing something bad, it's not really mean bad. If we say easier way, good and bad determined by people. In a good community, they will decide another way. Their standard will be another way. In a bad community, their standard will be another way. A different community may have different standard of good and bad. That's why it's not truth. In Buddhism, good means it's not harmful for ourselves, harmful for other people. Right? Similarly, that means it's really very harmful for ourselves, harmful for other people. This is really called good and bad.
第三种第二种邪见是 ākkhaya 无作用的邪见。有些人认为没有所谓的真的善或者是恶，都是人的依不同的背景而定下的对象。社群来说就是恶，但是对其他来说是善，所以这个是不定的。其实并非如此。如果这么视为是无作用的这个邪见，那这个善的是对自己对他人是善的，不善是对自己或是对他人都是不好的。
Okay, this is the second type, right? The Dhamma is Natthika ditthi. It will be too wide. Natthika means, okay, if we say briefly, there's no benefit of offering, no benefit of taking care of parents, no benefit of like practicing, there's no future life. They say no, many times. This is called Natthika vada.
另外就是那一个一体，就是无有见，就是认为一切都是没有效用的，没有布施的功德，没有那个照顾父母的功德，没有修行的好处，没有过去未来现在世等等。
Okay, so now one is the vicikicca, doubt, or skepticism, or indecision. This is also called defilements.
第六种烦恼是 vicikicca， 中文翻译成疑或者是犹豫不决。
So vicikicca also there are many analyses. Later we will explain some about vicikicca. If we summarize, vicikicca means doubt about Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, training. These are called vicikicca.
疑有很多细分，但是基本上可以说疑是针对佛法性的疑，对禅学的疑。
Okay, one more thing to clarify. So if we suspect, or if we cannot know very deep meaning, right? Sometimes we have doubt. This is acceptable doubt, right? So another thing is sometimes we cannot know. We are confused in the morning or afternoon or evening, right? Although we have that kind of doubt, this is not vicikicca. This is just doubt, right? And so that's why sometimes when we translate Ānāpānasati, it's a little bit difficult. You cannot choose correct words.
那针对这个翻译疑，这个在也不完全能够翻译 vicikicca 这个把利词。比方有时候我们知道一些含义，但是不能很深入的知道，或者是有时候我们在想，现在是早上还是下午啊？这种不是这边讲的疑。
So there are pair of defilements, Tina and Mita. So you already know this one, thought and tapa. Right? If we combine together, that means sometimes you are physically very weary or very tired, exhausted, unwilling to do something. This is called Tina Mita. Sometimes your mind is sluggish, lazy, right? This is also Tina Mita. So sometimes you feel drowsy, sleepy, this is also Tina Mita.
第八种烦恼是昏沉的睡眠烦恼，有时候我们体弱不想动，然后这也是昏沉睡眠。另外，有时候我们的心感到很沉重，很散乱，也是昏沉，这也是昏沉睡眠的一种烦恼。
Another one is the potential, restlessness. This one is very easy to understand. Our mind cannot take one object all the time, and although we want to here and there, taking many different objects, this is called restlessness.
以比如说烦恼生物当下众生的标准，心不安，一个都标上，心是个心中不取一个所缘，心不安这个是标准。
Okay, we have another one. That is the ahimika, moral shamelessness.
另外一种烦恼是爱感。
So that means we don't feel shame doing wrong things, speaking wrong things, or thinking many wrong, having many wrong thoughts. This is called moral shameless.
也就是我们对自己身体或者是因所做坏事公事不感到羞耻感耻，这是无常。
Then we have the last one among the defilements. This is the Ānāpānasati, moral fearlessness or moral trustlessness.
那最后一种烦恼是ānāpānasati无愧，就是对自己的坏事不感到害怕。
Okay, so if we elaborate Ānāpānasati, that means we are very brave to do wrong things, wrong speech. Not only that, we are not hesitating to do wrong things. If we hesitate or a little bit, right, unwilling to do something wrong, in this case, we cannot say Tinamita. In this kind of case, we can say moral fear.
简言之，这个无愧就是不害怕造恶，就是很勇敢的去造恶，对造恶顺口意的恶行不犹豫不决。相反的，如果我们对一些坏事犹豫不决，不敢造恶，那个不是会整睡眠，这个叫做有惭愧的愧心。
Okay. Then again, we should come back to previous topic. Purujana. Purujana generate defilements. Okay, these are defilements generated by ordinary people.
我们再来看十一谈的这个不对讲的有反复众生，反复众生制造烦恼，就是这些烦恼制造的。
So not only the learned and trained noble disciple will not generate this kind of defilements.
相反的，当我们生弟子呢，就不会制造这些烦恼。
So if we are trained, then we have restraints and abandonment. We have already abandoned all these kind of defilements. That means we become a real noble person.
就像刚才谈的，如果我们能够制止，然后能够断这些烦恼呢，我们就成为圣者。
Then we may not have any identity view, as we mentioned before, but there are 12 types of identity, right? We not have that kind of identity view.
同时，我们也不会有身见，之前我们谈的身见，各种身见就不再有。
Then not only that, we can be free from birth, death, aging, death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, displeasure, and despair.
此外，我们还可以从生老、病死、愁悲苦忧恼中解脱。
So this is the first 𝐾𝐚𝐭𝐞 Sutta, briefly.
所以这是第一部皮带束缚经的简要解说。
Okay, now we have the second Sutta. It mentioned because the samsara civilization is without discovery the beginning, that means unknown beginning, right? Also, no first point is a found or begin beings roaming and wandering, hindered by ignorance and fettered by craving.
Mm. 确实，皮带束缚经 就是出离空，认为没有无始是无始可寻的，那众生呢为无明所覆盖，可爱所不束缚，那轮回流转，不知前进。
So that means the beginning of samsara is unknown or unseen, right? So undiscoverable.
也就是轮回的起点是不知的，不可以察觉的，寻而不见的。
So similarly, the first point of samsara also unknown, because we have to go around here and there.
然后轮回起点不知也是不见我们高处在流转。
Okay, here I should elaborate two more things about hindering ignorance.
这边老师要解说何谓为无明所覆盖。
Actually, we have many types of many hindrances, but here it just mentioned ignorance as hindrance.
其实我们讲的覆盖盖呢有各种盖，那这边只提无明盖。
So I have to elaborate one more thing about ignorance. I have already mentioned ignorance means not knowing full of the truth.
那无明呢有各种说法，老师有提过，无明就是不知是真谛。
Then not only that, ignorance also cover past lives, future lives, both past and future lives. Also cover the different origination.
不止如此，无明也包括不知过去是，不知未来是，不知过去未来是，和不知缘起。
If we say another way, because of ignorance, we can know nama rupa. We cannot see ultimate reality.
换句话说，因为无明故，我们见不到名色，不能见到究竟真实。
Now this is factor like craving. Craving also a factor, right? Surely we have many other factors also. Yeah, craving is the main things. Like we already mentioned, like the rope, right? Tied up to the post or pillar.
然后还有这经典里面提到的可爱所吸，或者是可爱所束缚，就是被可爱绑着，就像绑在柱子上，不得解脱。
Okay, here I actually introducing two Pali words in this one. Because of ignorance and craving, we have to go around the samsara. In Pali, we call sandarita. Sandarita means we have to be reborn in the same rebirth, or the way we reborn in many, many lives, different rebirths.
那这边老师要介绍一个字，sandarita是什么意思呢？就是从samsara轮回，我们就是需要不断的在不同的生命体中不断的重生，再重生。
So, okay, if we say sandarita, that means now we are human being. In the next life we can be other living being. It can be animal, deva, Brahma. It can be hell, any living beings. So it will change in one life to another life. This is called sandarita. Sansarita means being born in the same life many times. We haven't known how many lives we have been born as a human being.
那sandarita呢，就是不断的流转，有时候成为人，有时候动物，也是梵天人生第一众生。另外就是不断流转，就是作为同一类生命体，也不知道轮回多少世。
So this is the first part we have to understand, right? So when we say craving also, we say tanha, right? Tanha also comes from the Pali word tassa. Tassa means hunger or thirst. That means we hunger for many things, or for many good things. This is called tanha.
另外翻译成可爱，可爱就是对很多好的东西，我们都会有渴求。
So, for example, when we do dharana, right? We may expect to be reborn in a good destination, better life. This is also called dharana, because forced by dharana, we do that kind of dharana.
那比方做布施，我们也是有期待能够投身好，去驱出能够过得更好。那这一些也是烦恼他们。
So if we say easier way, dharma tied up with the life, but ignorance carve out the truth. Not knowing the truth, we have many attachments. Tied up with life, tied up to life, right?
所以呢，我们可以这么说，我们那个爱帮我们跟生命系附在一起，绑在一起，而无明呢，让我们看不到它的真实面貌。
Okay, here we have another passage. Suppose because a joint is tied up by a lash to a strong post or pillar, whether it walks, stands, sits, or lies down, it remains close to that very post or pillar.
那这个经第二部皮带束缚经其实讲也是，就像一只狗被皮带束缚在一根柱子上，无论它行住坐到，都顺着这根柱子不能离开。
But in the second sutta, the Buddha mentioned only 3 defilements, not many, right? There's also he had already mentioned Sakayaditi, correct Sakayaditi in the first Sutta, but in second Sutta, Buddha just mentioned 3 things. In the same way, the untaught, the uneducated ordinary person regards maturity as this is the mind, this is the I am, this is the myself.
那第二皮带束缚经呢，口头这边指的就3种这种身见，不像第一部有20种。会比方会对这个色身认为是我的，是我的自我。
Okay, now I should elaborate a little bit more about this passage. This is a mind, right? In Pali we call it Dhammama. You can find this kind of Pali word in many suttas. This is a mind, right? So in this kind of understanding, we should understand this is a craving, tanha, or loba.
那第一种是这个是我的，也就是是我所，法律是 ānāpānasati， 在很多部经也都有出现这个字，这其实就是一种贪，一种渴爱。
So this is also one of the factors that can prolong samsara. Another one is sohamasmi. This am I, or I am.
那这种数字呢，将会让我们延长我们的轮回。那第二种时间呢，身见的是 ānāpānasati， 这是我。
Okay, this one will be a little bit difficult to understand also, right? If we summarize, this means mana. Right.
其实我是怎么去理解呢？我们简要说，就是我慢是一种自负。
This is a myself. This is very clear already. It's a wrong view. Identity view, right?
第三种是，这是我的自我，这就是一种身见，是一种邪见。
So if we say this is my everlasting entity, this is my identity, right? If we say like that, this can be wrong view.
也就是这自我的自我，就是这个是我的主体，是长恒的主体，就是邪见呢。
So in every single case, we have these 3 types of defilements. In feeling also, we may say this is my, this I am, this is my identity or myself. In perception, formation, consciousness, in every single aggregate, there will be 3 types. So previously we mentioned 20 types of identity view. This one is we can say 3 types of contemplation, right? Because in every single yoga, mana, and ditti, we have special way of overcoming by contemplating nitya dukkha anatta.
所以这边刚谈的是那个色身是我所我，或者是我的自我，同样的其他运受想行识也是能够如此去了知。所以呢，这部经就谈到这些身见 第一部经讲到20种，这部经是以这3类来分。同样的这种分法，是我所我是我是我的自我呢，都是针对贪慢和见的这种烦恼，针对这3种烦恼也有不同的方式来修习。
So as we have defilements, okay, we have these 3 types of defilements. What do we regard to? 𝐏𝐚𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐜. Then we are also type 2 pillar, strong pillar. We're going to go around. We're going to go very far from these types of defilements.
同样的，这3种烦恼跟成以无印，就导致我们的生命绑在这根柱子上，不能自在。
For your information, it has mentioned the workings of Kamma, right? For your information, I have mentioned Ānāpānasati, Mana, Ditti 3, right? These 3 are also called Papanja. Papanja means prolonging factors. It prolongs samsara.
那我们谈到业的运作，就针对这3个烦恼，按见慢这个3个数字是关键，而且它也是Papanja就是延展轮回的数字。
So we have one more statement by the Buddha. Therefore, because you should often reflect. For a long time, this mind has been defined by greed, hatred, and delusion.
这部经有一句话，佛陀说：“诸比丘，因此呢，应该时常关照自己的心，使心长远的已经被这个贪欲、嗔恚、愚痴所污染。”
So the Buddha also mentioned, beings are defined by the defilements of the mind, and they are defined by the purifications of the mind.
同样的，佛陀说，我们的心因这些杂染物因此我们是杂染的，也是因为这些因素的净化，我们的心净化，众生也跟着净化。
Okay, now you can understand. For example, when we have a good mind, clear mind, we can speak good things, right? Because of do good things, because of think good things. If we have many bad minds, evil minds, although we speak, right, it's not very smooth. We do very bad also. We talk very bad. So we are purified by mind, defined by mind.
所以，就像大家所知，如果我们心清净，我们所做的、所说的、所想都是清净的。同样的，一个人心邪恶的话，他所说的、或所做的、或所想的都是邪恶的。所以呢，说心有心清净故，众生清净；心染污故，众生染污。
Okay, so actually in the Sutta, we also talk about anicca dukkha anatta. Right? Okay. I should relate it to previous 3. Lobha, Mana, and Ditti, right? So if we know everything is impermanent, right? Everything is impermanent, then we will not have very strong attachment to it, right? Although we don't have very strong mana also. But the main thing is, if we understand as anicca, then we don't have mana. We can overcome mana.
在这部经里面，佛陀也谈到无常苦我的修习。当一个人他有很强的无常的这种心态，他就会减少看见慢里面的慢心。
Then, okay, practically, in our daily life, we can recall our quality, our ability. We become proud. Then, if we know this only just short time, only temporary, we will not have mana. So then, by understanding anicca, we will overcome mana.
所以在实际观察底下，我们可以在日常生活中会发现自己有很多素质、很多能力。我们会觉得对自己觉得很骄傲，但是如果我们发现这些能力素质也好都是无常的，那这个傲慢之心就会减弱。
Then what about dukkha? Of course, right, if we know dukkha, right, we will not have any attachment to it also. Right?
同样的，针对苦，我们观察苦的话，我们就会经常是说
Practically, for example, this guy is very hot, right? You will not touch. You know it's a dukkha, right? No attachment.
比方这个杯子的水太热了，我们就不会去碰，因为知道这个是dukk卡苦的，所以不会去碰，不会贪爱它。
So that means if we know dukkha, we may have less attachment or no attachment.
也就是我们能够知道它是苦的，我们就不会执着。
Or finally, anatta. If we know it's anatta out of our control, then we will not have any wrong view, any judgment.
同样的，针对观无我，如果我们能够知无我观无我呢，我们就不会有这个邪见。
So when you go and read original Sutta, you can find Buddha taught Defilements, Desana, Nicca, Dukkha, Anatta, and many parts. So related to previous one, a Dhamma, a Soha must be, a Somi Atta. Right? And by contemplating Nicca, Dukkha, Anatta, we overcome these three defilements.
这个知道是无法控制的，所以知道这个是无我，就是刚才说的，针对邪见，在这部经里面，佛陀谈这个无常苦我，也是针对性的，针对这个 A 大妈妈，这个是我所 A 所阿玛斯米，这个是我 A 所阿达，这个是我的自我。
So the Buddha also mentioned in the Gaddula Baddha Sutta, second Sutta, mentioned, have you ever seen fantastic picture? Fantastic picture, right? Wondering picture. You call it Charana, Sita Charana, right? And a picture, right? It's very fantastic.
那么针对这个第二部毗赖束缚经呢，佛陀也与另外一个譬喻，就是那个不断播放的这个影片。
So there are some teacher, some related teacher at the time of the Buddha, they draw their teaching in the picture. And also they explain to attract people. It's very wondrous, very wonderful, excellent, right? Very fantastic. But this kind of fantastic picture is also made by mind.
那在佛陀时代，有些外道呢，就把他的教法画在图纸上，然后不断的播放，快速的播放，很吸引人，因为是很美妙的。其实针对我们的心，也是想面对这种不断播放的影像。
So now, even nowadays, when we are going to do some, we have mind mapping first, right? Mind mapping. So now I have to do mind mapping for the organs of Kamma here to get Dhamma Talk, right? After mind mapping, after that we have to make all the arrangement, right? Then we have to start. So at the time of the Buddha, also many people, they have mind mapping, they just draw very fantastic picture, they display. Even now, we can see some picture about different origination by other Buddhist tradition, right? Very wonderful, very nice. But just drawing many creation or million, right? So then every symbol creation may represent some of different origination pattern in your point of view, right? But in Myanmar, we just use only description. Kovida must be Kovida, Sankhara must be Sankhara, right? We don't represent with any animal or any living beings.
针对这个明心的主相呢，其实这个现在也是有，大家都知道，我们学习的都用明心的图像、心的图来学习一些知识。在佛时代也是有些外道无使用，他把一些概念画在图像上。但是现在我们可以看到有些用缘起，用各种图像来代表来显示，但是在缅甸呢，直接是用语词来表述，没有这些图像的。
So, okay, if we elaborate that part, fantastic painting, fantastic picture, right? Draw back our mind. So now we all have different shape, different height also, right? Okay, don't know only on the face. And even on the face, we have many different, right? Very wide forehead, narrow forehead, we have many. Similarly, like cheek also many different shape of face, only face. Many already, right? So then they are fantastic picture, but should be more fantastic because we have mind.
那么这个土香呢，心的土香是由心所化的。是举个例子，就像一个人的面孔也有很多形态，其实山河也有各种比较细腻的像，所以展现出来就是多姿多彩、很美妙的图像。那这种端庄的图像是很美妙，但是我们的心也会制造很美妙、很奇妙的多姿多彩的新的图像。
This is the symbol of fantastic picture. Okay. Then the Buddha also mentioned whether we become man, woman, also animal. And in all the family also there are many, right? Husband, wife, parents, children, teachers, students, many relationships, many religions. So all the things are also created by mind.
那刚才说的是心图像的这个形用图像，美妙多姿的图像，譬喻我们心制造的像。同样的，在这个概念法中，我们知道有很多有男女啊，有动物各种各样的，然后还有各种关系，夫妻、父母、儿女，还有师长、学生，这些都是心制造的概念。
So then we draw our own picture. In the past, we have already attachment to this body, right? That's how we have this body.
也就是我们正在画制我们自己的图像。
Then the Buddha also reminds his disciple the performance, that means the conscious picture is also created by mind, and even the mind is suppressed by the defilements, right? Or the mean influenced by defilements. Therefore, you should reflect for a long time this mind has been defined.
所以佛陀也提醒我们，既然这个心制造各种图像，而这个图像呢，也因为心的烦恼物，图像也受这个烦恼所影响，而且我们在长远的内中都受其影响。
So, okay, if we summarize entire Sutta, go about the second Sutta, right? So the first part we can understand about the three defilements, with 5 brigades, to 5 brigades. The second part will also mention how to overcome Nitya Dukkha Anatta. The last part, the Buddha also explained, yeah, like everything created by mind. So then we have to check our mind also all the time, right?
所以在第二部其他的束缚经总共有3个部分。第一个部分，佛谈3种烦恼：我所、我的自我、整理、五蕴这些问题、这些烦恼。第二呢，怎么通过无常苦我对治相应的烦恼。第三呢，让我们知道我们的心能够造各种相。
So if we have defilements, then we have mentioned, right? Hindered by ignorance, factored by craving. Although the work system finished, then no more work system, but we cannot be released from suffering. We have to be reborn in another universe, another world system. All the world system was over, then we will keep going in the samsara.
所以因此有烦恼故，我们将会被无明所覆盖，被恶爱所束缚。即使世界末日到了，我们还是不能解脱，我们还是继续流转在轮回中。
Okay, so now 1 hour already, right? Okay, 11. 11. Okay, so now 10 o'clock already.
Q&A.
Q&A. So we give the use of it. But we were very short, okay, right? Then, okay, so the main thing is the workings of Kamma. We'll mention anything about Kamma, but this is the very beginning. Right? That means our mind will create all the Kamma. Right speech, wrong speech, right action, wrong action, right thoughts, wrong thoughts, everything comes from the mind. When our mind becomes very good, we may have right action, right speech, right thoughts. when our mind become very bad, wrong speech, wrong action, wrong thoughts.
那虽然克里斯我们要看克里斯业的运作这本书，但是在开端的时候呢，就谈到心，然后心制造业。如果我们有我们的真和邪之与真和邪的业和真和思的思维呢，这样影响我们的业，这一切都是由心而开始的。
Okay, so if we can train mind, now meditation to train the mind, right? If we can train mind, we have mostly pay attention, wise attention, then we have less akusala, more kusala.
既然谈到心，我们先讲是禅修，禅修其实就在训练我们的心，以此训练心，我们有真思维，真的东西就有更多的善，减少不善。
Okay, today I will start here, right? May you all be able to practice restraints and may you all be able to realize manifestation and not suffering.
所以老师就讲到这一页，希望大家能够修习三学，苦的舍习。
Thank you, Sayadaw. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. 感谢尊者 Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sayadaw will take questions from the floor and then read questions sent in by participants via chat. 尊者，我们先从现场提问开始，然后阅读学员们通过聊天室提交的问题。Dear participants on site, you may ask questions by raising your hand. Our volunteers here will bring the mic to you, or you may write your question on a paper and give it to our volunteers. 现场的学员们，您可以举手示意，我们的法工将为你递上麦克风。或将问题写在纸上，交给我们的法工。Dear participants on site, dear participants online, you may send your question by Zoom chat, or you may raise hand if you have any question. 线上的学员们，您可以通过Zoom的聊天室发送您的问题，或使用举手功能提出问题。
One question.
这个问题，电视网上的线上问题，什么是因生业、自助业、阻碍业和毁坏业 ？What is the first question? Is what is Janaka Kamma? Baga Kamma, Kovida, and Vakka Kamma. And second, what is during the poverty time, during the lifetime? What is different between Janaka Kamma and Kovida Kamma?
Okay. So let me in daily life, right? We can say the daily life, Janaka Kamma, Kovida Kamma. Later I have to explain all the things in detail, but anyway now I have to answer the question. In daily life, for example, you enjoy something. This is the Janaka Kamma, right? If you do enjoy something, by accident, then there will be somebody who can help you to celebrate bigger, right? Janaka Kamma is it from yourself, Kovida Kamma is it from other, for example. Right? We can also say like that. This is the example. So Kamma is like in daily life, for example, we have many good conditions we possess. But to make it stronger, there are many other supporting causes. Sometimes the opposite is also the same. We will suffer a lot, but most of our income. Right? That means Janaka Kamma is producing to suffer, but another one is supporting to prolong suffering or to put more suffering.
针对这个问题呢，很多细节老师在这个课程里面将会在将来几天继续给大家讲解。但是老师就以日常生活中一个譬喻来形容，就像大家在日常中有时候可以享受一些事情这个是可以理解为因生的，但是呢，本来你可以享受的程度 被增强了，比方你的朋友来帮你庆祝等等，这个是资助的，帮忙你的同样的苦的一方面也是可以理解。本来你是受苦的，别人或者外在的力量把你的苦加重，这个也是资助。
OK 呢？
我有到受施者入三禅此心，能给布施者带来更大利益，能带来怎么不同的利益呢？She used to read that if the receiver of dharma enter into metta third jhana, with this effect, it will bring more benefits to the donor. So, what are the benefits the donor will get from them?
Actually, we don't have this kind of stream of mind. Actually, okay, later we have to elaborate about dharma. For example, in your case, we can say Gunadhirikata. Right? Gunadhirikata means the receiver must be arhat or nagami. Then if that enter into suggestion attainment, nirodha samapatti, then imagine for it, they accept the food, for example. In that kind of case, it's possible. Presently affected karma. Right?
那针对这个问题提的，好像没有这种说法，而是有另外一种情况，就是先是收的这个功德，就像如果受施者是三果生者、四果生阿罗汉，他们如果灭尽定垢出定，如果有机会布施他们，那这个布施的业就可以及时得到果报。有时听到用这两个不同的词，多涅槃和涅槃是不是不一样？区别是什么？We used to hear these two different terminology. Nibbana and Nibbana. What are the difference?
Okay. Parinibbana, we also say Ānāpānasati Nibbana, right? So Parinibbana equal to Ānāpānasati Nibbana. No body remaining. That means if we say Nibbana, Sayadaw also can see Nibbana, can attain Nibbana. Sakarami also can attain Nibbana, Anagami all can attain Nibbana, a distinct body. This is called Sarvabhatisana Nibbana. If we say bring Nibbana, no more body, everything is finished. This is called Ānāpānasati Nibbana. Also similar to bring Nibbana.
多涅槃呢，也是白涅槃呢，通常是指无余涅槃呢，一般实际上白涅槃呢，就是不涅槃呢，不再有这个身体，不再投生。那涅槃呢是比较广义的，它可以包括连有余涅槃、Sarvabhatisana涅槃呢，其他出而果、三果、四果生者，其他出而果、三果，他们也是正要涅槃，但是还没有无余涅槃。
And then there's no question.
How important is this workings of karma for our life? 这个业的运作对我们生命有多重要呢？
Actually, we are performing karma every day, right? If we are working well or doing good, it will affect our future, it will affect future of our community. In this matter, it can be very critical, right? If we are in good condition, we can have many people. If we are in bad condition, we're going to have anybody. This is very critical in this very life, right? So karma, that means we are doing karma every day. That's why it's very important in our daily life.
其实不是拿，其实我们每天每时都跟在造业。那如果我们造得好的话，我们会影响到他人，可以帮到他人，帮到自己。但是如果说影响不好的，就不能帮到他人。所以其实这个业我们时刻都在造。
In our group, yeah.
Not today because of the earthquake in
Yeah.
Italy.
Yeah.
So New York has well the earthquake.
Yeah.
So there's no internet. So the Baddha Sutta is not translated.
Okay.
The Chinese to
I see.
it's good.
Respectfully ask for your guidance.
Okay.
Could you kindly explain to me in a simple and concise way what Siddhartha Paramasa, attachment to rites and rituals means, so that I may observe precept properly without falling into wrong practice?
Okay.
已经讲到，请讲解释什么是接经取见。里边我知道过后可以，不会直接这个写错了。
Okay, so right. If we say Siddhartha Paramasa, that means there are many rituals. Some rituals are kusala. For example, you do offering to the Buddha, although the Buddha cannot eat, right? This is a ritual, right? And that kind of ritual is okay because you can eat kusala. So after offering, you can also eat. It's not wasted, right? This is okay. Sometimes we just do many rituals, no benefit for ourselves, no benefit for others. This is called Siddhartha Paramasa. Sometimes we are torturing ourselves also. Okay? Suffering a lot. For example, sometimes we do fasting for a few days for health. You cannot say ritual. But without any reason, if we do fasting or something, this is a ritual, right? Just torturing ourselves. So all the kind of things not very beneficial for ourselves, beneficial for community or other living beings. This is called Siddhartha Paramasa.
针对于这个接经曲啊，是关系到一些仪式的行持，比方我们食物供佛，其实是供佛像，这个佛像是吃不了这个食物的，这个也是一种仪式，但是它是一种善行，是可以带来好处的，而且供了过后，等一下你就可以自己来吃，所以还是可以得到利益的。所以呢，如果有一些仪式能够自利又利他的，这个就没有问题，不叫做接经曲。但是有些仪式呢，纯粹是自灭的，自己虐待自己的一些苦行，不能带来不能自利，也不能利他，这个没有意义的，这个是接经曲。但是如果是有意义的，就并非如此。比方，我们禁食几天，如果是为了健康的缘故，这个是有原因的。这个就没问题。如果不能自利又不能利他的这个仪式是接进去的。
Okay, now I should elaborate a few more, right? The Pali words. Sila, Vajja, Paramasa, 3 words. Sila means habit. Because of it. Vajja means practice. Because habitual practice also possible, right? Then Paramasa means put wrong view. If you make new habits or bad habits, put the wrong view. This is called Siddhartha Paramasa.
所以这个接经曲法律是希腊Ānāpānasati，这是一个是组成的副二词。希腊戒其实是一种习惯，Vajja是它的行持，Paramasa是以邪见来行持，就是用邪见行持的习惯，对应的习惯接经曲。
Paramasa means like a destructive view or something, right? Destructive view or something.
Paramasa 是那个歪不正的见。
Also depends on Paramasa means roughing or something, right?
另外一个 Paramasa
I don't know roughing period, destructive view or destructive way.
Paramasa 另外一个字的意思就是在我摸，所以也是在这边它的不正的歪的见。
Yeah. Any questions?
If we have done some bad karma, can we do some good karma to to neutralize that bad karma? 如果我们做了一些恶业，是否可以做一些善业跟它来冲和它的这个恶业呢？
Kamma is not Kovida. Kovida you can do undo, right? Like Kamma is not undo. Right? If you delete, totally delete. Right? If you have already, right, it must be, if you have already, right, installed, it's installed. Okay, one more thing. There will be some condition, right? later we have to talk about mighty karma, right? Mighty karma means most people understand like Abusla, like a killing father, killing mother, that kind of thing, right? So we also have Kusla mighty karma. For example, you have to take jhana. You can enter into jhana when you are near that moment. You're going to be removed in the hell. This is the mighty karma, right? Another one is art and future knowledge. They also mighty karma. And you will not be removed in the hell. This is a guarantee, right? So for other kusala karma, no guarantee.
那么这个业呢，它不像这个电脑程式可以删除，或者是这个都是法规，或者是你装了这个程式，你可以卸线，做了就是做了，业是如此的。但是呢，业有分中业，中业也有分善的中业和恶的中业，恶的中业就像杀父杀母等等立中罪，而善的中业是入禅那。所以，如果一个人有善的中业的话，他下一生呢就不会投生恶道，他可以去梵天，同样的升到生果，升到这种善呢，也可以防止人下一生投生恶趣。但是其他的业并非是中业，就不一定了，没有保证他会什么果报承受。for some people, when something happens to them, they will just say that it is karma and do nothing to improve their situation. They take this as the Buddha's teachings. In Chinese, we call 因缘想. Means
Okay.
Should it be understood in that way? 对人来说，无论他们发生什么事情，他们都说这个是业，因此他们就不会去改进。那么他们就认为这个是佛陀教法，认为这个是因缘想佛陀教的。那应该怎么去理解呢？
This is the lazy way of interpreting karma, right? Lazy way of interpreting karma, right? Lazy.
这是一种多种方式来诠释业。
So when they are lazy, they just talk about karma, right? Actually, this is karma. We cannot do anything, right? So not like that. So karma is one way. That means we have three things. Karma alone cannot work. Right? The first is wisdom. We must be wise enough. Second one is effort. So although we have past karma, if we don't have present effort, we cannot get anything. If we are unwise also, it cannot be that much effective. Right? Although we work very hard, we are unwise, not very effective. If we are wise and working very hard, it will be effective, right? Okay, similarly, all the past karma need present action, present wisdom.
这种是懒散的想法，认为既然是业，我们就什么都不用做，不能做。其实，我们人生呢有三件事或者三个因素是很关键的。业单纯是业，不会发挥功能。我们的业要加上智慧和我们的努力，或者是精进。过去的业还要靠，如果只是过去的业没有努力，也许就不会成。过去的业有，但是我们没有智慧去运作，它的效应也很低，所以需要有过去的业加上现在的努力和智慧。Let me say, if our intention is to do something good, but it turns out bad results, do we have bad karma? 已经想到我们动机是好的，但是呢，却做了，那结果却不好，那我们会有恶报吗？
Okay, so we can say you do something bad with good intention.
就是好心做坏事。
So in this kind of case, it happens by accident, it doesn't matter. Right? But if we do the same thing again and again, it becomes very bad karma already, it becomes habit.
这边一开始如果是这样，应该没有什么问题。但是重复又重复如此做的话，它就会变成恶业，而且变成坏的习惯。
So you may remember in the case of Kusala, right? We have a Kusakita. So you may remember Jnana Samyutta, Jnana Vimyutta, right? Knowledge associated, knowledge dissociated. If we have knowledge associated, something can happen. There is some back effect, right? Knowledge associated, it can happen like this, right? If our Kusala is knowledge associated, it will not happen.
大家如果还记得的话，我们阿毗达摩中谈的各种善心、欲界善心里面有知相应的和知不相应的。如果我们的善心是知不相应的话，也许有时候会带出不善的果报、不善的业。Sayadaw, when you were in Sri Lanka, you answered our questions in the Mandarin about Dhamma Talk. Later, I went to Kamma and I realized really like the question and answer sections after your Dhamma Talk. Myanmar monks' Dhamma Talks are very deep for me, as for the question and answer sections is more interesting. Sayadaw was very busy, and if you have thoughts, so give time to only answer questions that you did in Sri Lanka. 这个不是问题，就是请老师多点进行这些问题回答的环节。
Not that easy, right? Maybe okay. If that connection go in Myanmar, I can do it. Now I have to stop all the Dhamma talk because our connection is very bad.
如果到缅甸的网络好的话，本来可以做到，应该缅甸网络不好，所以做不来。When Sayadaw, by understanding the workings of karma, it will become more pessimistic or more optimistic. Some comments that Buddha teaching is pessimistic. 了解了业的运作，一个人会变得跟这个被动，还是更积极？有些人说佛的教导是 pessimistic， 被动，
悲观。
Okay, right? Okay, so one more thing, right? Pessimist means just think about negative, right? Right? Negative. Okay, one more thing, right? We just think about negative, we cannot find a solution sometimes. The meaning of pessimist means just thinking negative, right? They understand as a negative way. Now they don't find solution. In Buddhism, it would be different. But also use both positive and negative. And this is a positive power, this is negative power, right? Do this one, don't do this one, right? So actually, it depends on how they understand. If they understand Buddha teaching, no pessimistic and no optimism also, right? We can know everything naturally.
这个是关于佛教法是不是悲观的？其实讲到悲观呢，就是他想法是悲观的，而且也没有去寻找解决方法。但是佛陀讲的是如实说的，也没有所谓悲观或者是乐观，这就是如实展现。然后悲观应该怎么做，乐观应该是怎么样的？问Sayadaw，请问尊者，出国生者是不会故意犯五戒吗？问Sayadaw，for Ānāpānasati, would they not intentionally commit offense in the 5 precepts?
They will not often, they will not do any 5 precepts intentionally.
因为他们不会刻意犯五戒。Sayadaw，请问尊者念大悲咒语，清明节供菜蔬去安息堂给祖先，烧纸钱点蜡烛点香供奉，还有家里烧一桌菜给国王亲人，是否是戒禁取或是邪经呢？But Sayadaw, during the Coach Festival, in 𝐃𝐚𝐽 Festival, people tend to chant the Mahakaruna mantra, the Mahayana mantra, and also offer fruits to the ancestor, burnings the money, and lighting candles and incense to their past departed relative. So is this considered Sayadaw Brahmasa or DP? DP?
Okay, this is like a tradition, right? Like the tradition. One more thing. Estimation comes from your minds, not your activities. Sometimes, if you don't do, people will complain, right? You have to do it. So, okay, if we say Sayadaw Paramasa, this is teaching. This is the mind, not your body, not your speech. Right? For example, sometimes your teacher are nobody's. You are the lay person, right? You bow down to your teacher. It doesn't mean you become nobody's. Right? This, because that means you just show respect. Okay? In this kind of case, we're going to say Sayadaw Paramasa. We can say ritual. Right? Otherwise, people will complain you also. Right? Okay, if you don't do it, it's better, right? We have better way than you share merit is much better. But sometimes you're going to avoid. Right? So since you are born as a Chinese, you're going to avoid it. Right?
有时候这些是传导，我们不能说是接近取。接近取呢，是来自于心，不是我们的身口行为罢了。有时候是因为传统的缘故而不忠，别人就会投诉。比方在家里，也许有一些老师，那你顶礼他，你礼敬他，不代表说，如果你老师不是佛教徒的话，那你礼敬他，你不代表说你已经被佛教徒了，他只是要显示你的这个恭敬的这个举动罢了。所以呢，接近取呢是来自于心，不是我们的行动。
Okay, so actually there is a bit more, right? So we have misunderstood that one again. Okay. And if we say Sayadaw Paramasa, then by doing this kind of thing, I can purify my defilements. Right? I can be free from the existence, samsara, that kind of belief, that kind of view can be considered as a deity, right? Sayadaw Paramasa also deity. So if you believe, okay, by doing this kind of dharma, this kind of offering, I can purify my mind, or by doing that kind of chanting, I can purify my mind, and this is Sayadaw Paramasa. If you don't believe like this, it's okay.
换句话说，这个精进取呢，是认为从事这样的行为、这样的形式，能够净化我的心、净化我的烦恼，或者是能够让我得到解脱。如果有这样的心来做，这个是接近取，它也是邪见。念经啊，或者是做一些仪式，就可以净化心、净化，就能够得到解脱。这个才是接近取。Sayadaw killed herself after over 10 years of ordination. She was fine in Thailand for over 10 years. Then she was sick in Sri Lanka and had to disrobe. She struggled for 9 years and finally she killed herself in the monastery in Thailand. I felt very heavy. After so many years of Dharma learning and meditation, she chose to go to Ānāpānasati. I always lost strength continuing to learn Theravada Buddhism. I felt I want to believe in God. Only God is perfect. If I believe in Him, I can go to heaven. It's very easy, no need meditation.
Easy way, man. Easy lifestyle. Sorry. Easy lifestyle, right?
那这问题是，一个小例子，简单讲就是他出家很久修行，但是过后呢却还俗回家后自杀，然后他觉得心很沉重。既然是这样的话，学了这么多年的佛禅修的也选择向恶趣，那他觉得，对这个上座部的佛教的学习没有力了。他觉得既然这样，不如相信上帝，因为相信他呢就可以去天堂。比较容易会用禅修，所以他说这个是。
Okay. So here in this case, right, you have to understand two different things. Learning Dhamma, this is one way, right? So how we understand, how we practice our personality. So this is our personality, right? There are many people, they are doing very well, very good. We just see only 10 people. Now, we cannot say that also. We cannot know our condition. why he did like this, right? So he may have hard reason. We cannot know. Anyway, remember sometimes you may get confused dharma and then personality. This is half personality, not dharma. So dharma is the dharma. It will always truth. Okay, like if we use wisely, it will be truth. Right? If we are unwise, we will misuse it. Then it will affect something bad. Okay, so here I should recommend you, right? Don't take easy way. Even to survive as a human being, how difficult it is. And today, I think Nibbana is more difficult. Right? So that's why if you want to live easy life, you have to suffer more in the future.
觉得这个问题，老师说不要选择这个想的太简单，以简单的方式来处理问题，而且要分出一个是法学习的法，一个是个人的人的问题。所以呢，我们一个人比方一个人他是很好的，他有时会做坏事，所以他做好做坏是他人的问题。 所以要分出法和个人的问题。那有些人如果说法是真的，但是他没有善于利用学习法，那就会是不正；不善于思维法，那就会不正。所以简言之，人和法应该懂得分开。另外，就不要认为最简单的方法、最容易的方法就是最好的。 我们人要活着也是很难，但真的涅槃呢就更难了。如果你现在选择容易的方式呢，未来你会更苦。Let me say other things. For the Dhamma talks regarding the different forms of causality, namely, this I am and this is myself seems similar. Please explain and illustrate with the example thoughts. To illustrate the differences， 这边我们提示针对生见有生见呢，会谈到这是我这是我的自我这两者，听起来很像是它差别是什么
？Actually, this is it. I have already mentioned, right? This I am means mana. This is a kind of mana. This is the myself. Here, mind and self must be space, right? Mind and self, my identity, my everlasting entity, something like that. That kind of stuff. My identity or my everlasting entity. That will be easier, right? That one is deity. So, this I am represents mana. This is myself represents deity.
这是我们。 是代表着这个我慢自负的烦恼。那么我的自我这边的自我是有这个恒常的主体，所以这个我的自我是代表着邪见的这个烦恼。那你写了 What are signs by which one may know that a person has attained the first stage of enlightenment？ 有什么这个？ 标志证明一个人已经体证了一阶段的这个圣果、圣道。
Actually, when you study Ratana Sutta, you can find. I think many people know Ratana Sutta, right? Ratana Sutta, right? Yes. Ratana Sutta, many people know, right? The one. So you have more information again. Sutta Abaye, Ānāpānasati, Ubamudu, etc. The one. Right? This is the one part. Another thing is no Sakayaditi, no Vichikicha, no Siddhabhara Paramasa.
大家在宝经里边学习宝经就可以就知道了。一般的句话叫做“阿巴耶教比巴蒙豆”，就是他已经有离世恩区了，而且他没有邪见的烦恼，没有疑的烦恼，没有接近去的烦恼。 香在花中应该怎么理解为邪见？ one of the illustrations in the four types of satiety mentioned in the slides. One of the illustration is the scents in the flower, in the smell in the flower. How could it be an illustration for HRTT?
Smell in the flower.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
That's one illustration.
It's a natural, right? It's natural, right? So when I smell flower is a flower. Let me one more thing, right? It's not that simple to explain the one also. For example, if you have flower vertically, right? Although we have flower, if we can analyze attribute of reality, no sagacity, don't only smell. Okay? In the flower, there will be hardness, softness, anything, other element. Right? Then there can be solidity. Although this also we can say how this one water element we can say, right? Because the cohesion, because the cohesion we have solidity. Not only is it heat and cold, it can be warm or cold, high element. Also there will be motion. If we press, we push also, right? Now what the one element. So the color is the color. Smell is the smell. Taste is the taste. There's a nutritive essence because some is each flower, right? So if we can analyze four elements and all other necessary attribute realities, like is it in the flowers? We don't have psychiatry. We cannot see flower and then smell. We cannot speak like this, right?
老师回答说，这个比方花，如果我们想进行分析的话，它就不会有一个真实性演示，不会有这个身见。比方分析这个花，它是有，比方固态的形状，因等固态的形状，这个是地界，它会走合在一起。这个水阶，它有温度，是火阶，然后呢，它有这个风界，能支持它存在，还有颜色、香味、味道等等。所以呢，这样分析一下，它是没有一个实际的所谓的花是各种元素组成，所以就不会有邪见。I think the question is related to the illustrations of Adani Rupa, means the Rupa or the five other khandhas is within me. Yeah. And the illustration they use the smell in the, just like the smell in the flower. So the Michati kind of thing. There is rupa in within the eye.
There can be many other symbols also, right? Iron and hardness.
是在我中是形容。
因为什么？因为大家many other symbols, right? For example, iron and hardness. There's hard and iron. Iron and hardness also. Right? It can be like this, right? It can be many other symbols. It will be very messy.
这个只是要譬喻。那个，比方说这个铁，在这个铁是阴的，那这个阴是在铁中还是铁在阴中呢？如果这样去钻牛角尖，就会很乱了。
OK。
那米西亚多知道了无我，请问是心识在轮回吗 ？If someone realizes anatta, does that mean that the consciousness is undergoing the samsara?
How should I understand that one?
Means if someone can realize anatta, maybe having some attainment. So what left for? I mean, what are the identity which is undergoing the samsara? Is this the vijnana only undergoing the samsara? Going around the samsara, what is it? Is it the vijnana? Or maybe I can reword it. So since it is anatta, So what is the things that is going around the samsara? Is it the vijnana?
Oh, this is a straight question, right?
Pieces?
Okay, I don't.
他说这个题很奇怪，你说
Okay, right? Actually, we have many definitions of anatta, right? Many definitions of anatta. For example, it's not under my control. This was about anatta, right? Okay, for example, we should say easier way. Right? Normal example, right? For the popularity. Popularity comes from people, not from ourselves. If they like, we become popular. If they dislike, we fail. Not under our control. Right? That's an example. So similarly, this materiality is not under our control. This is also called anatta. For example, we to be healthy, we have a lot of sickness. Not under our control, right? This is also called anatta. But this is only surface level of understanding anatta. The real anatta is not that simple. We have to know, we have to break down many components. Like I have explained components, right? We have to break down components. If we can break down all the components, we can know real anatta. Not that simple, right?
首先要明白这个无我跟难道的定义，其实要先明白这个定义。其中一个定义就是我们不能自主的，不能自我，不能自主控制的。就像老师举一个世间的例子，比方一个出不出名，不是自己能够控制，是别人承认他、认可他，他才可以出名；别人不认可他就不出名。同样的，我们的色法不是现象，也是不是我们可以主控的。我们是否健康、生病，这是不是我们可以主控？当然，就是比较肤浅的定义，有更深层的含义。主要这个无我呢，要了解，首先我们了解各种秘籍，能够破除这种各种秘籍，才能够知道无我。
Okay.
Do we have any questions on site? Any questions from the floor? Okay, so we still have some questions. We'll continue in the next session. So we'll close the session. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sayadaw, thank you very much for your valuable teachings today. And thank you, our interpreter Bhante, for the translation. 感恩尊者今日的宝贵开示，同时感谢所有翻译尊者的传译。现在，让我们恭请尊者带领大家发言和功德分享。May we now invite Sayadaw to lead us in making aspirations and sharing of merits. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
All can chant Gaddula maybe.
We have the slides here. No, we have the slides.
Already, okay, we can chant together, right? Okay. Ētāvadaja me sambadam punya sambadam sabbe va modantu sabbe buddhan modantu sabbe sada modantu sabbe sambati siriya idame nyadina hotu sukhila undunya tayo Idam menyadidam hodu sukhidam hondunya tayo. Idam menyadidam hodu sukhidam hondunya tayo. Idam me punyam asawai kayam van hodu. Idam me punyam nirvanasa bhajayo hodu. Manam punyam bhagam savan sadhana bhajemi. Sabe sama punya sa